how to change your beliefs and ignore your current reality. That's what we're going to talk about today. To hear from createyourfuture.co. So I'm a law of attraction coach, and today we're talking about how to change your beliefs and ignore your current reality. So I got some great tips as well as a great technique that can be applied to any situation in your life. So just before we get started, if you subscribe and hit the bell icon below, if you haven't already subscribed, I do put out new videos every Wednesday, Sunday, and Friday. Each one of them designed to help you create something wonderful in your life. So let's start with what a belief is. A belief is something like a thought that you hold for a long period of time. Okay, that's all a belief is a thought that you've held for a long period of time that you've actually gathered evidence for. Okay, so your thoughts create, and everybody has different thoughts and they hold different thoughts for a long period. So they end up creating that, then they end up getting evidence, which change. That's why everyone's got different beliefs. Some people will say, oh yeah, I know my subconscious mind heals me. Like, that's a belief. Like, I mean, I've seen it so many times. I've got confidence with it. You know, other people, they're like, oh, I know everyone is you pushed out, 100% belief. Been doing it for years, right? So everybody's got different beliefs because they've persistently held a thought for a long period of time and they've seen enough evidence to know that it's true, so they believe that it's true. So that's how we create a belief. So how do we change our beliefs and ignore our current reality? Well, this technique is going to help you to be able to do that because we know our thoughts create. So in order to change a belief and ignore your current reality, we use what we call persistent assumption. Okay, we consciously create with persistent assumption. So what does that look like? What that looks like is you persistently assume that what you want is going to show up. And how do you do this? Well, this is an exercise. So the first thing that you're going to do is recognize something in your environment that you would like to change. So let's say that I would like Jerry to stop being late for work. He's always late for work. Okay, so now I want Jerry to be on time for work. So no matter what happens, okay, what shows up in my 3D reality, so Jerry walks in late, all I do is I notice it and I say, okay, Jerry's late. I intend for Jerry to be on time. And then the next day, Jerry shows up late. I'm so happy and grateful that Jerry's always on time for work. And then Jerry shows up late for a third day. I intend for Jerry to be on time for work. I am so happy and grateful Jerry is always on time for work. And we persist in what we want rather than focusing on what we don't want, okay? When we do that enough, what happens is when we hold the thought of what we want and we basically persistently assume what we want, it'll eventually change our beliefs because all of a sudden one day Jerry will come in to work on time. And once he does that a few times, now the assumption that Jerry is on time for work now turns into a belief because it's crystallized and it's manifested in my 3D reality. So now it becomes a belief. So is Jerry late for work? No, he's always on time for work because that's what now I remember. That's what I've seen evidence for. So, you know, we know our thoughts create. And remember, what you're experiencing now in your reality is a result of yesterday's thoughts, the day before's thoughts, the week before's, the month, whatever. There's a delay. This is the result of your previous thoughts. So if you want to change what you're seeing going forward in your reality, start changing your thoughts now through persistent assumption. So what I actually do is I do a mental diet. And what my mental diet consists of is any given thing in my life, I always think it through and end it on a positive. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I'm going to be driving to the coffee shop and I think, oh, you know what? It's always busy around this time of the day on the road and the coffee shop's always busy. I'll say, no, 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 no. I intend for the roads to be clear and for nobody to be driving on them. I intend for the coffee shop to be empty. So I always make sure that I always finish any thought that I have on a positive because then I'm automatically persistently assuming what I want, okay? So yeah, it takes a little bit of work and a little bit of energy, but I mean, let's be honest, our thoughts create. Every single thought that you have has the potential to show up in your 3D reality. Now, I know this may be a little bit scary to hear at first, and that's fine. But the thing is, right, is it's happening anyway. Right? So if we watch the thoughts that we have and we're on purpose with them and we're only thinking thoughts of things that we actually want to manifest, you're going to notice a huge change in your life. So all you need to do is when you notice yourself having a thought of something that you actually don't want to create, then you just stop yourself and say, no, I'd rather have this instead. So, my mom's probably going to cook my something I don't want for dinner, liver and onions. No, I intend for her to cook my favorite meal, right? So always, always, always redirect yourself onto what you want in every moment. My favorite saying is when I think to myself is, do I really want to create that? Like every thought that I have, do I really want to create that? Because honestly, our thoughts are so incredibly powerful and important, and they do have the potential to create. And that's how we create. We create with our thoughts. Our thoughts are things, okay? So this can be applied to any area of your life. And when you persistently assume something, it'll show up in your reality. And also persistently assuming it will also help you let go of what's showing up in your reality because you're no longer focusing and resisting it. So it'll stop persisting as well. Anyways, yeah, hope this video has helped you guys. Definitely thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing, and definitely commenting. And we'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye.